It's time for Under the Hood with Fred Fletcher from Fletcher's Garage. If you have any questions about your car, truck, or SUV, from tune-ups to tires, give Fred a call at 215-949-3232. And now it's time to go under the hood with Fred Fletcher.
America's mechanic. That's right. And counting.
And counting.
That's right. Well, a lot of stuff going on out there.
Yeah.
And how about, I bet you how many requests for air conditioning?
A whole lot.
I'm going to take a guess.
A whole lot. I can't even put a number to it, Jim, and I'm there.
I can't. I couldn't take Perry Mason to figure that one out.
Yeah,
there,
even if their air conditioner's working, the people are scared.
You have to let. Yeah. And blowing it up is not going to get there any faster. No, that's for sure. Right?
No, I was trying to. I think it was last week. I was trying to explain to everybody how hot it was, and it takes a little bit for a car to cool off. I mean, it doesn't. It's not like it's you're standing in front of it and it's just going to come on. So.
And then you'll be thanking everybody in the wintertime. It's 12 degrees, and you just sit there and and then it takes a little while.
It takes a while to heat up too.
It's a while to heat up too.
It's a car. It's the way things are.
Yeah. For some, it's their office. That's that's the way they work here. So. Well, in the interest of consumer education, I know you're into that kind of stuff.
I got a couple stories too, but we can touch on what
we got on the side. As funny as the top 10 list that Letterman had, but it is probably more info based. Is that the top 10? Let's say unreliables or underperforming is
junk.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, we go.
Cars to stay away from.
All right. And number 10 is the Jeep Wrangler.
Yes, they are.
That's right.
I think a lot of that comes up because of the ones with the 3.6 engines. They've had a lot of oil leaks, cooling system problems, lifter problems. I've done a few of those. Head problems.
Okay. Yeah, powertrain, steering, suspension
problems I've had on the Wranglers. A lot of the Wranglers.
Wrangler.
Some people help that along by taking them off road. And they're not, as much as you watch on TV, they're not really made for off road.
That's right. So you wind up wrangling with the dealer more than anything. Yeah. So
you don't want to do that.
And it just gets worse and worse. And I see a couple of hybrids on this list too. And
that's a little surprising to me.
You think so? I mean, all right, number 9.
Well, the Pacific is not.
Okay, Jeep Grand Cherokee. Those three seem to be synonymous all the time, right?
Yeah.
Bad.
Well, the Jeep Grand Cherokee,
Climate.
Pacifica, and a couple other Chrysler things. So since they were bought by Fiat, they've come up with like the 3.6 engine and a couple other engines, and they all have the same similar problems. So.
All right, we've got electronic systems. When that that happens, I don't think you ever get rid of it.
I've got a couple of those in here now where the ignition switches go bad. They're actually under a recall. The recall ended.
Yeah. But they've been
got a couple others with shifter indicators just go off on their own.
Okay. Volkswagen Jetta. How about that?
Yeah, let's make a list on the Volkswagen Jetta. That's just a mess.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're
steering and brakes.
Steering, brakes. They also had, if you have the GDI, they've had a lot of carbonization on that, where the push rods actually fuse inside the head, and they get a lot of carbon deposits. So there's some engine problems with those as well. I haven't seen too many of those though.
Right. Nissan Frontier.
Okay. I'm usually a Nissan fan.
Two recalls in 24, so that's not a good start.
No. What are the recalls? I can't read it from here.
Oh, I'm sorry. The Nissan Frontier.
Yeah.
Okay, so they got a couple.
Well, I know in the past they've had a lot of problems with differentials.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Manufacturers' problems include powertrain, steering, suspension, and brakes. Well, that's more than enough.
Yeah, well, powertrain is vague. That can cover the transmission, engine, or differentials.
Yeah.
So
okay.
But that's surprising because I also know a lot of people that have them and they get a lot of mileage out of them. So
yeah, they skew the average a little bit there by getting under the Jeep Grand Cherokee L. Is that for loser?
Yeah, loser.
There we go.
That's right in line with the other Jeep and Chrysler products. Same issues.
Defective parts. Wow.
Yes.
Sticking right out. Ooh.
Yeah.
Defective.
Speaking of defective parts, I've had one where It was I think it was a Ford.
Yeah.
No, it's a. Yeah, it was a Ford. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a Ford, and it comes out. It was said that the recall was made for fuel pumps, and I'll get to this story.
Yeah.
Because there's a story behind it. There's a recall on the fuel pumps where the impellers are made out of plastic, and when they run at like 40,000 RPM. So over time, between that and the gas and the temperature, they start to break down, and then they lose their pumpability.
With all the technology you have and everything else, and you sit there and try to cut a corner on something like that, you're trying to cheap your way in.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what the engineers are thinking. They're just a mess.
I don't know what they think the consumer they really don't count.
Yeah.
Here's the I've never heard of it. The RAT or R1T.
The Rivian R1T.
Rivian.
That's an electric car. That's self-explanatory. They're just garbage all the way.
Garbage.
From the lug nuts to the taillight bulbs.
But other than that,
they are. You see them on the road. It's like, what the?
Now we got a lot of X's and C's and 60s and the
Volvo. Yeah.
Volvo plug-in hybrid. I think somebody pulled the plug on it. I think. I
haven't seen a plug-in hybrid. I've heard of them, but I haven't seen one of those yet.
Volvo used to be such a great.
I know. I loved my Volvo. I had 400-some thousand miles on my 87 740.
I worked in sales one time. My boss had a Volvo. That was his office, and he never broke down.
Yeah, no,
never. I mean,
I put one clutch in it and 400,000 miles on it.
400. And they rode well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was an 87. It was an old one, 440,000 miles.
I can remember those, man. I'm telling you. All right, here we go. Everything has a hybrid on it. Here we have the Ford F-150, and what does the F stand for?
Fail.
Well, yeah.
Fail.
Fail.
No
profanity.
I've had my share of F-150s. The hybrid. I wonder
F the 150. That's what I say.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a Chevy guy now.
Yeah.
Again, what do they have? The climate systems. Yeah, they have a lot of problems with those. It's not really the hybrid part. We've seen a lot of.
It's there's four of the six have the climate issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because they're so intricate and they're so technical nowadays.
Yeah. But ineffective.
Yeah. Okay. They're so technical they don't work.
Right. I mean, I hate to say it.
That's about how it goes.
You're so busy being smart, you outsmart yourself.
Yeah, what I've seen on the Ford F-150 is a lot of turbo issues. They have twin turbos, and we've actually got one in now, and it's both turbos. The wastegate's stuck open at the same time.
Yeah,
and it killed the guy's power altogether. So we're having a hard time finding a part.
I remember my uncle had a Datsun for forever, and he said, "Well, yeah, we got to buy American." He said, "No, I'm the consumer. You have to satisfy me, whatever's out there. I'm the one that's going to tell you what they should buy."
Yeah, I'm an American car guy, in my heart. But I'd like my Toyotas.
You do.
I would actually. My wife drives a RAV4, which we absolutely love. Get good gas mileage, and she drives a lot. She drives farther than you do.
Yeah.
She lives there. She works down by where you live.
Yeah.
So
she has to negotiate the streets of New Jersey. It's a tough job.
295.
Yeah, that's even worse.
295. Man, that little RAV4 must be pushing it on 295.
Number 2, Volkswagen Teos.
Usually, if it's a Volkswagen, it's got some kind of issues.
Brakes, build. What the heck? Build and electronics. I don't know.
I can see the electronics. I haven't seen too much brake problems with them.
Yep. And your numero uno coming in at number 1. Your Chrysler Pacifica hybrid minivan. With maxi problems.
For some problem, the Pacificas historically have had a lot of problems. They're not a bad-looking car. I mean, a lot of them have the same engines and problems as the Jeeps do with the 3.6, but they also have the added problem that we've come across of timing chains going bad on them.
Okay. All right, the
powertrains, brake,
yep.
Electronics. Electronics. That's the same as the Jeep because they're made by all the same company.
Yeah. Well, there you go. A little consumer info there for you.
So, you let Chrysler Fiat in, and Fiat just killed them.
Yeah. You know,
Fix it again, Tony. That's what we said.
Yeah, I remember that. They were a great ride at one time, but
Fiat,
yeah. But
some of the little ones are.
The Triumph was way worse.
Oh yeah,
it was always it was in everybody's shop.
Well, usually if it has a British flag, it's not good.
No, you know what? And it was always we specialize in foreign repairs. Well, no kidding, and they're all Triumphs sitting in the front.
There's a shop over on Tyburn Road. I don't know if he's still there. It used to be called British Miles. I still see the cars there. Maybe he's still there.
Yeah.
That's all he did was British cars, and he was full all the time. And from what I heard, he was really, really good on it.
Yeah.
But he was really miserable. I said, yeah, he's working on British cars. I'd be miserable too.
Yeah, I think so. Well, there you have it. So we got that. Anybody who's got a question or concern, whatever, 215-949-3232. Bring them on with America's Mechanic, Fred Fletcher.
Yeah, I've had a couple of incidences where cars have come in with problems. We found recalls on them. The customer's taking them back to the dealer to have the recall done, and they're telling them, no, it's not covered. So, and here's the ironic part. One was a Mercedes, and he had a steering sensor problem, and it was covered under recall. I printed it out from the NHTSA, National Highway Transportation Safety Association, which is the government.
Yes.
So it's official. Well, as official as the government can be. And so I printed it out, handed it to him. He took it there, and they said, no, well, your VIN number doesn't cover that. I said, well, I told him, and he's a lawyer
Yo,
too.
Vinny.
So they said, yeah, your identification number doesn't cover that. So I'm like, did you look at the top of the page? I put the VIN number in there.
Yeah.
So it is covered by that one. And then, so he's arguing with them. He'll win. I mean, he'll win.
But they're conveniently dumb.
Why are they doing that?
They're conveniently dumb is what it is. And it's not covered, and then you're just going to walk away. But you're going to get some consumers, car owners, who say, no, we're coming.
Yeah.
You want to fight it out?
Yeah.
More bad publicity. It'll cost you in sales if word gets out. I mean, nobody. That's a tough one to come back from.
Yeah.
A couple of bad instances on Facebook or whatever.
Yeah.
You could be dead meat before the end of the year, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't take long.
You got to do it right.
Yeah.
I mean, the other one was an Acura. That was the one I was thinking of earlier.
In
I said
Acura.
Ford, but it was Acura. The customer had the problem with the car. It stalled. They took it. They found out it had a recall on it, so they took it over there to get checked out, and found it. They said, well, there's a recall on the fuel pump, and the exact condition that I'm having is the fuel pump description. So the service manager over there said, nope, it's not covered. This is what's wrong. We're not just going to change the fuel pump just to change the fuel pump. But this is what's wrong. You need a fuel pump relay. And the little tiny relay, they told him, was $719. So I'm like, that's insane. That's insane. So they brought it over to me.
Relay for Life is a lot cheaper, I think.
Yeah. So they brought it over to me. I checked it all out. And I said, well, there's a recall on it. And they said, yeah, we know. We took it over. And they said it wasn't the fuel pump, and they're not going to change it just to change it. I'm like, why would you not do it? You don't wait for an airbag to blow off because there's an airbag recall.
Right. Okay, yeah.
I said, if it's bad, it's bad.
Yeah.
So they should have changed it. It would have solved their problem. So I priced it out anyway. And lo and behold, the fuel pump was $719.
No kidding. Wow.
The relay was like $49. So here they were. I'm gonna play advocate here. And it's like,
I feel like Homer Simpson here.
Yeah, I've had former dealer technicians work for me and tell me what happens sometimes.
Yeah.
And I know it's kind of accusatory of me, but they've told me that what'll happen is they'll bill the customer for a problem, turn the recall in, and bill and get paid twice. Now it sounds horrible. I really hate making those accusations, but proof is in the pudding. The facts are there. I have stuff to back me up on that. The customers,
And they wound up losing customers, losing faith. A loss of faith is, there's no price tag on that one.
She said, "Well, can you do the fuel? Can you do the fuel pump?" And I'll submit it. They said they won't pay you. Find another Acura dealer is the best I can tell you, or a Honda dealer. But you just happen to get a bad one.
Yeah. So
they're not around here. So
anyway, so anybody has any tales of woe or
it happens almost every day.
It does, especially in your business. There, 215-949-3232 with Fred. It's probably vacation time for some. Mm-hmm. So I said, well,
we are actually booked up till August 1st right now.
Yeah.
So if you're going on vacation, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people wait till they'll come in and say. They'll come in on a Friday, say, I got this, and this wrong with my car. I need this done. I'm leaving tomorrow for vacation.
You know what? It's like the latest of the month, and you look out on the inspection stations, and you got the whole month to do it, and
you got 3 months to do it over here.
And they're, I used to always go like 7 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, and I was out in 2 minutes. I mean. Well, you're losing out some sleep. I said, well, better than idle in the car for an hour.
Right. But
and you fail.
Yeah.
You miss.
So we can do inspections now for, now is July, so July, August, September. So if you're going on vacation in August, book with me now.
Yeah.
And so I can get you in as soon as possible. Yeah. Don't wait till the day before you leave.
Yeah,
because chances are I'm not going to be able to do anything. I won't be able to get you in. 2, if the parts aren't available, and if you wait for the weekend, forget about it.
Yeah,
you're not. I don't want to mess up your vacation. So get them in early. Let us know early that you're going away.
I remember this years ago. You had your show in the afternoon with Paul, and I called the show, and I said they failed for something or other, but I had to go to a designated shop.
Right.
To get it repaired, and you came out. There's nobody can tell you where to take your car for service. Nobody.
Nope. So they're not even supposed to recommend it, but they did.
I went to Pennsylvania anyway. And I got it done that way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
you'll have to go through it. You'll have to go through it again. I said, it's almost like a punishment. Yeah.
Well, they used to. I know the inspection stations used to kind of direct you to a re-inspection station.
Yeah.
And I was one
on the
over
list.
There.
Yeah.
I didn't make the list where they recommended me, but I was a designated re-inspection station. I had a love-hate relationship with the New Jersey Inspection Association.
Pretty bad. And some of the miserable. Now you can just, just get out of the car. You sit in the penalty box.
They don't even really check your car anymore over there. It's really
a little. Yeah, in Cherry. We have one in Cherry Hills, right opposite the Camden Catholic and the Courier Post down there. So, but everything seems to be moving, and I don't think they want anybody hanging around.
They're not really looking at anything, and. The new cars, I think, are 5 years before they require it over there, which is kind of scary. I can see 2 years.
Yeah.
If somebody's buying, even over in Pennsylvania, I know it's what I do for a living, so it's kind of like sacrilege. Yeah. But if somebody buys a 2024 car, give them an inspection to 2026. I mean, we have new car exemptions.
Yeah.
But
start the clock and just let the clock run a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, chances are the cars come in, they only have less than 10,000 miles on them. There's nothing wrong with them unless you're absolute brutal on your car.
Abusive, which if you have a daughter that can hit everything on a construction site and flat tires. I have one. For some reason, I don't know why, it just hits every nail, everything.
Well, that's everywhere. I could sit there all day long and just plug tires. I don't think construction guys are cleaning up after themselves anymore.
The nails are out there.
There's a lot of nails, a lot of screws, a lot of everything out there.
Yeah.
So let us know early so we can get you in. I mean, I'm leaving for vacation and
you're headed down to the banks?
Out of the banks in the end of August. So I'm going to check my car out this weekend. And, if I see anything,
Got a satellite office working there.
I would love
a shop
to. I would love to.
Yeah.
And I would love to just call up here.
That could be. Maybe maybe James Brown could take his cars over to the Outer Banks and work with you.
Well, it's kind of like I'm a little more than halfway, but I am going down in.
I know you.
Yeah, going down in September.
Southern version.
Yeah,
so
going down to
Augusta.
Nice. Down there with Craig and I are going down and doing some videos for the YouTube channel and for the music company.
Nice.
So,
there you go.
Yeah, so
okay.
if anybody wants to check out our videos, it's America's Mechanic on YouTube. Well, you got to use the apostrophe on the
America's Mechanic, ladies and gentlemen.
We have a bunch of videos up there, and the latest one I put up there was the story about why we have a flamingo for a mascot. And
I was wondering about that myself, everyone, but I sort of caught that.
Check out my YouTube.
I caught that in midstream there. I never thought about that, but then then all of a sudden they were in the front lawn of your place and everything, and it sort of worked that way. But
it was fun. They said flocked me first. So.
Yeah. And pink was always a eye-catching color. Mm-hmm. You know, there's a Miami Vice look about it.
Well, when I went to the car wash, it doesn't really go with auto repair shop, but it did with the car wash. So
right.
So, but everybody knew me as the Flamingo guy instead of Fletcher.
The Flamingo Kid. It was Matt Dillon back in the day. Yeah.
So so that was the story. So, but check it out. There's a lot of information and videos on there. A lot of just entertaining videos and
I mean it's interesting because you sort of made it a sort of all encompassing. I mean rather than just fix the car, we'll see you next week, see you in 2 months or whatever. But you've also been on the radio doing the YouTube videos, instructional videos, Facebook stuff where you sort of kind of link with the community. With
that's where I'm trying to reach out with the community, keep everybody involved and entertained. Yeah, because there's not too much serious stuff going on between you and I and me, Craig.
I just a name came up where. Said, he's just been on talk about a guy on a roll. I said, but it's where preparation meets opportunity kind of thing. It didn't happen by accident.
I've been working on it for a long time.
With the community, with the community involvement and everything else, it just didn't happen.
Right. And a lot of guys missed the boat on that, and I'm glad they did.
Well, the harder I work, the luckier I get somehow, right?
I do work. I do work hard.
Yeah, you do.
And, it may not physically be turning wrenches all the time, but I'm actually always trying to get the information out there and keep the community involved. And
you almost need to
get the community involved with each other. Yeah.
You're more involved now with customer service than ever. So we went with this top 10 and clunkers, and it just makes people go, oh, really? Jeez, can you believe in anything anymore? Really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's sad to say or not, but you can't just get by just by being good anymore. You have to put yourself out there, whether it's social media or
you get lumped in with everybody. Yeah.
So I'm glad I'm kind of like one of the leaders around here that do that. And
they say the mediocre are always at their best. Right, but you have to work at it and. Hey, you might have to spend some money to do it, right?
Yeah. Oh, it costs
advertising
money. Advertising and
getting the word out.
I'm trying to get some sponsors for my Need for Speed show, and
that's coming up in about 8 minutes. By the way.
Yeah, we got some big news coming on there.
Yeah, which really?
We've taken some.
I might stick around for this show. Then.
There you go.
Yeah.
I hope so.
But
we got some good news coming up with that, and some bad news too going on with the racing the world this week in our area. But I'm just I enjoy doing it, so it doesn't feel like real work to me. But putting it out there,
the passion about it, and I've become a lot more octune about a lot of stuff. That I'm surprised how much. Fox does a lot of racing, NASCAR stuff, and shows and everything else, and
a lot of FS1.
Yeah, a lot of and they even go overseas. They had I guess a Grand Prix in Spain, and I said, then all of a sudden they ran this a race in Chicago.
Yeah, that was. I never liked that race.
I don't get that one. I mean, I've been in Chicago a few times. I don't get.
I think they've run it.
Where do they go?
4 times. They just had to block off streets. I don't know.
Yeah, turn the river green and whatever the heck it is.
Yeah,
I don't see how it. Where do they go? Down the Dan Ryan Expressway? I don't even know where they end up in Indiana.
I don't know. I didn't watch it because it rained too.
Yeah, I don't.
We do have a caller, so maybe he can tell us.
Okay. Well, what am I doing? Yeah. All right. Let's get one in here. You're on with Fred. Go ahead.
Hey, J. Bob. It's Carolyn.
Hi.
I'm calling Mr. Fred.
Hi, Carolyn.
And he knows what I'm going to ask.
Okay.
He's Karnak. He knows everything.
But ask it anyway, so everybody else knows.
He seems to. I'm still driving with that damn engine light on, and am I still okay?
You're still okay.
And when they ask me, I have a friend, new friend, and he's pretty good with cars. And he's asking me, well, what's the problem? And I don't remember other than exhaust something.
No, it's the it's the evaporative emissions thing.
It's emissions
It
thing.
goes from the gas cap. It's a system that covers the gas cap, pressurizing the vapor from the gas tank. It takes the fumes. It's really just a BS government system. So
A BS government system.
there you go. Yeah. So
Telling it like it is.
I mean, it's got to work for inspection, but you don't drive that much, so it falls under the 5,000-mile exemption in Pennsylvania.
Oh, excellent.
So you're good. If you want, but and I always preach this too.
Yeah.
Check engine light covers so many different things.
Yes.
But I know what your problem is, but you might, every once in a while, just stop in, I'll scan it for you, and we'll make sure nothing else is going on.
Oh,
but
that's
I don't want,
great.
The parts to fix your car are well over $600, and it's not really, it'll get rid of the light, but it's not really going to change your drivability, and it's not going to change your situation with inspection.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, if it was something safety or something to do or detrimental to your engine or transmission, I would definitely say, yeah, let's do it. But in this case, we got you covered.
I want you to live on the wild side, Carolyn. Just
Yes.
Be a little dangerous out there. That's
Next-
okay.
I go for every once in a while. I like the wild side.
I'm sure you do.
You drive on E a little bit.
Yeah,
There you go.
there you
Drive on
go.
empty.
That's a,
Okay. Well, you really put my mind at ease with
You betcha.
that one.
That's okay.
Thanks so much.
All right,
we'll
Carol.
see you. All right, bye-bye. Yeah, that's right. Live on the edge a little bit,
Yeah.
but
Drive on empty.
But drive on empty. So that it's and you know what? Some of these things are so finicky that geez, you hit a bump and it's on there. So
Yeah,
you can't get
there's-
rid of it,
yeah.
and it's a light that comes on, and it's like
Yeah,
computer issue is you just
Yep. She comes in and we check every now and then, and it's always that evap
Little
system.
peace of mind, you drive a
I
little
don't.
peace
I
of-
don't mind checking for her. She
No,
can swing
she-
by anytime.
She's been great.
So
No bigger fan than the fan of the
But now if I
American's Mechanic.
well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
And if I scan it and I see the evap code and then something else under it, I'm going to address
Yeah.
that code that's under it. And
Yeah.
so, but
And all the referrals, and just tells you how great you are. The bad news travels a lot faster though.
that is for sure.
Yeah.
That is for sure. I mean, luckily I don't have that much bad news going on.
No, you don't.
I work hard at not doing it. My guys work hard at doing that.
Yeah.
We do a good job, and then we stand behind what we do.
Yeah.
So that means a lot. Communication is the biggest thing. Like while we have the car here, if we run into something, communicate it. Don't hide it. Don't hit them with it at the end.
Yeah.
We had a customer that was in last week. We were too busy, so she went somewhere else because she had a light on, and I told her it wasn't a big deal, like I just told Carolyn.
Right.
But she took it somewhere else because she didn't believe me or was just that shook up.
Yeah.
She took it to a place, and they charged her $1,700.
Oh God.
They fixed everything around what the code was for.
That's just robbery right there.
They
You
did
just
wheel
steal-
bearings. They did.
You're
They
stealing.
did shocks and struts.
Yeah.
And she doesn't drive. She drives like Carolyn.
Yeah.
I mean, she,
No,
not
local.
very
Keeps
often.
it local, yeah.
Yeah, keeps it locals. And I was like 17. And then she goes, well, the light came back on. I said, well, take it back to them. She goes, no, I don't want to go back
I was
there.
feeling pretty good. Now I'm bummed out. Now.
So,
oh man.
We got it. And the worst part is, I checked it out when I finally got it in Saturday.
Oh,
I got her. I said, I'll get you in Saturday. And turned out to be a brake light switch, which is like $30.
Oh, geez.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what? We've all been there where we.
I'm laughing with derision.
Yeah. Or we've all been there where if we had just done the research, everything, we had held out a little bit, we'd be fine.
Yeah, I would have loved it, but we were that day she stopped by.
Yeah.
I mean, we were literally running from car to car to
Yeah.
car. And I said, real quick, I said, don't fret. The car's running fine. Come in tomorrow or in a couple days, and we'll get you looked at. And
Absolutely.
so she went somewhere else, and
All right.
she got it good.
All right, we're about ready to roll for the first. We're going to shift gears to the
Pedal to the metal.
need for speed that's coming up.
Fred Fletcher is back to Fairless Hills at the corner of Hood and South Olds Boulevard in Fairless Hills. Fred will be offering local hometown auto service and repairs, even offering pickup and delivery, state inspection and emission. Fletcher's Garage is a full-service AAA facility. Call 215-295-4931. That's 215-295-4931 or visit FletchersGarage.com. And remember that phone number again, it's 215-295-4931. Fred Fletcher is back to Fairless Hills.
This is Tommy Green from the 1993 National League champion Phillies. And here's the pitch. BCWSA water and sewer customers, you have a new and improved option to pay your bill that's convenient, reliable, and secure. Powered by Invoice Cloud, you can pay your bill 24/7 online, pay by text or phone, or sign up for AutoPay to avoid fees for late or missed payments. Visit bcwsa.net to sign up or for more info. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, proven.
Good morning, race fans, and welcome to Yardley, Pennsylvania.
We went to Talladega to do a little racing, about 500 miles. Our thoughts of embracing speed around the old beaten Junior and Center.
Yes, we feel the need for speed. That's right, and air conditioning. Okay, so
There's no air conditioning in a race car.
gotta know it. Yeah, I tell you, you don't see too many heavy racers, do they? They're all like Jeff Gordon. You know,
Yeah,
big,
Tony started out a little weight on him, but he was still there. Yeah, most of them are thin because they sweat a lot.
sweat a lot. Yeah,
But yeah, there's some big guys in dirt track cars.
Yeah.
But,
well, most of them can fight after it's all over when they lose. That's the best. It's the best part. At least they're being honest about it. The need for speed. We're shifting gears here, and
we had
with Fred. So
had a lot of heat over the last couple of weeks. We had a couple cancellations, and cause, it gets hot in those cars, so we don't.
Have they ever had any fatalities? I know they're trying to. You're trying to, need for speed, but also the need for safety and some other stuff going. The fans would be dropping like flies out there, right?
Yeah. When Nick calls, we have an update on something. So Nick's going to call. But actually, one of my big notices this week is I have teamed up with Nick Leach, who calls here every week and provides color commentary.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Me and Nick have got together for Need for Speed for our videos, and we're thinking about expanding on this show as well. So I have to talk to Bill and everybody. Yeah. But we're Nick's got a lot of the hookups within the tracks, and I got the avenues there. So we said, let's get it together, get the information out there. So we're really pushing it hard.
Yeah, and you can go locally there. New Egypt is Bridgeport, good stuff. I mean,
New Egypt, Bridgeport.
Yeah, I mean those are. I mean, there's major leaguers. So this is not some dirt track out in the middle of nowhere, right? So
yeah.
All right, here we go.
All right, we got a caller.
The need for speed. You're on with Fred. Go ahead.
I'm good. What's going on, Jim? How you feeling?
There you go. Feeling better now. That's right.
That's 20 minutes sleep you had in your whole life, right?
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is. Actually, it really is. Yes, absolutely.
Exactly. I got to go get that done probably next month. So.
I had it done a couple months ago, so we're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
There we go. That's what happens when you get old. You got to get all that stuff checked out.
That's right. Make sure the engine is running. That's right.
I don't want my check engine light coming on.
Yeah, that's right. We don't have a.
Yep. Well, if that check engine light comes on, you got big trouble.
What's going on?
Nothing. What's going on with you guys? I mean, me and Fred are going to do some great things together. We finally got a chance to go out to dinner, and then we were going to go to the track Tuesday night, and on the way to the track, we got some terrible news that New Egypt Speedway lost their general manager, who was a real close friend of mine, Joey LaQuarrie. Had a medical issue, and he ended up passing away. And that there is a hole in New Egypt that'll never be filled. It'll never be the same at New Egypt Speedway ever again. Never.
Yeah. I was waiting to break that one from when you called, because I just noticed before I came over here, I was checking to see what was going on Saturday, and they canceled Saturdays as well because of Joey. All the stuff with Joey.
Joey to the track stuff, and Joey was there, during the week because Ricky, of course, builds houses and stuff, and can't be there when he wants to be there. So I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. Joey, you would never find any dedicated to that racetrack than you would Joey. I mean, we all loved the racetrack. We all wanted to succeed, and that's all Joey lived for was New Egypt.
Right.
And ironically, he went out doing something that he loved, and I know he would want to succeed and go forward. So I'm sure he's going to come up with something to keep the track going. And what we do here on the radio show, and what me and Fred are going to do, we're going to do our damnedest to keep New Egypt alive.
Yes, that's we're making it our mission.
Exactly. And I know that they'll do something special for Joey in years to come, because that's what he would want. And he was not just a guy I worked with at the racetrack for all these years. He was a true friend. He's done a lot of things for me. He was always in my corner. I can't say enough good things about Joey. I mean, a lot of people disagree with a lot of things he did, but you cannot disagree with the heart he had for New Egypt Speedway. He's second to none. He loved New Egypt.
Yeah, that's a.
You don't find too many lifers anymore, though, in anything. Somebody's been with somebody or involved with something for a long period of time.
Not too much anymore.
No,
but a lot of the guys in New Egypt, a lot of people have been around a long time.
Yeah. So and it shows
that. He was a fan in the stands. He wasn't involved at all. He was a fan in the stands, and Fred was about ready to get rid of the place, and he told Fred, I want to run it. I want to give me a chance. Don't sell the track. Give me a chance. Let me try and make this work. And he did. I mean, he's done it. And it wasn't always easy. People don't realize how hard it is. You got to pay the electric. You got to pay the employees.
Oh, yeah.
And when you cancel, they get mad. And 110-degree weather, he's out there on a grader, and Lord knows, we don't really know exactly what happened to him, but they're speculating maybe a heart attack, and it's a tough deal to own a racetrack. You're not going to make money owning a racetrack, so it's a tough deal. He did it for the love of the sport.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
We all do it for the love of the sport.
That's why we're here. I'm really looking forward to working with you, Nick, and getting this out there with our videos and some of the stuff that we do at tracks. Maybe not just New Egypt, but at other tracks. I did something with Wall a couple of weeks ago. That video should be done tomorrow. Earl's busy today, so he's not calling me today. So it's all you, Nick. I was talking to Earl yesterday.
You got Cecil B. DeMille over here working the big productions. Yeah.
I mean, Earl is another guy. I pride myself trying to be like him. When I first started announcing, I got a chance to be mentored by him. My favorite announcer of all time was Bill Singer. I got a chance to be with him and Warren Ruffner. But Earl is a historian. Earl is a great person. You're not going to find a better guy than Earl to get information from. And you saw it firsthand. You went to Wall Stadium and he rolled out the red carpet. So,
yes.
Earl's a good guy to have in your corner. So,
yes.
Him to do stuff with us too, I'm sure.
Yes. So, so there's not going to be anything going on in New Egypt this weekend. So we got a couple of choices left.
Yeah, you could go to Bridgeport. I know he's got some stuff going on. I know Maple Grove's got a swap meet and some other stuff going on at Tune. There's always something going on at Maple Grove. Kyle don't let the grass grow down there.
No, he's hustling all the time too. And,
no, when I just seen him now. I just went through our yard and I seen him. He was on a wheel loader, and it's funny. You see him race on Sunday, and then you see him on a wheel loader on Monday. So, and if you ever go to his page, you'll see all the video he puts up. Who's on Sunday? Wheel loader on Monday. It's pretty fun. He's such a character to be around, and I can't wait to get our show going because I know he'll definitely be one of our top guests too.
Oh yeah. So, as soon as we Craig gets back tomorrow, so we're going to have to sit down, the three of us, and we're going to work out the schedule and getting some stuff done. And the Bridgeport this weekend is going to be a thing, and it's looks like it's the Friends of Artie event, which is Art Lentini.
Yes.
And I remember him from the days and Arch Radiator and stuff like that. So. So they're having a full show down there Saturday. We got Twin 20s and Sprint Series. Yeah, you got a bunch of stuff going on down there, and it's.
There probably isn't a car, and there isn't a race car, whether it be dirt, asphalt, street car. It doesn't have an arch radiator part on it. I mean, he evolved so much over the years that everybody has arch radiator parts on it. He just took the initiative to make parts better for the cooling system and all other kind of parts, all custom stuff. He was just one of them guys, and he had a great sense of humor. He would talk to you for hours, have a lot of fun, and we miss him too. I mean, now Jimmy Horton runs that deal.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's some good information. I didn't know that.
Jimmy Horton took that over. He's running that. He worked there while Artie was alive, and then there was arrangements made that if anything happened to Artie because he was sick, that Jimmy would take over the business. So when you go there, you get Artie's knowledge that he put in the business, and you get to bounce questions off of Jimmy Horton. There you have it.
There you go. He's one of the masters. Yeah.
And they got a bunch of quality people there, and I mean, our racing is a tight-knit family. I mean, everybody's coming together here for Joey. We came together for Bill Lika. As I said, we were on our way to go down there Tuesday night. We were going to honor John Schmedlin. That's going to be rescheduled. And, I mean, I'm pretty sure racing's going to keep going at New Egypt. It may not be every week, but Fred's not going to let it lie dormant. Joey wouldn't want that to happen. So I think we're going to be okay.
All right, we'll have to force ourselves in there and keep it going for them. Keep it going for everybody. So.
Yeah, and you know, what we're doing is cool because we're going to talk about everything, Fred. Yeah. We're going to do everything, and I think what you started, and that's what got me attracted to you and what you were doing. I turned on the radio station mainly because I listen to the music that Jim plays, okay, and in the morning because I wanted to find a local station and they give you all the local stuff. So, and then I came across you guys, and I'm grateful that I found you, and we have the same interests, and it worked out pretty well.
Oh yeah, yep. So it's only sky's the limit from here.
Right. Yeah. And also, you also brought the tent too. More people involved. You're also in the recruiting business too, Fred. I mean, a little bit too. I mean, there's some newbies out there too.
Yeah,
right?
we might hit somebody that's like on the edge or whatever, or a young guy that's just like, well, wow, those guys are talking about good stuff. So let's go down and check out the race.
Absolutely, a whole new wave. Absolutely, you can do it.
Well, like I said, I appreciate your time. I appreciate what we're doing. We'll get together, do what we want, and maybe I'll finally get to meet Mr. Foxwell there.
Yeah.
You might.
We'll make it happen.
We'll do what we can for you.
Well, today we'll stay a little cooler.
Yes, it's nice today.
And always remember, it's nothing personal. It's business, Jim.
That's right. That's right.
It's all business. All right, Nick, I'll talk to you in a little bit.
I knew it was Nick all the time. There you go.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. There you go. He's got an energy problem. If we can just get him to go gear up a little bit.
Well, that's one of the things that brought me to Nick is his energy, because he's got a lot more than I do.
Oh, he's tremendous.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't
ask for a better announcer down there. At New Egypt, he kept everybody engaged in the race, and
he could break up a high mass. I mean, that's how. That's how, some people are just unafraid in a certain spot. Fine. And he's one of those guys that he gets the party started.
Yeah, I mean, that's why everybody loves Nick, and he knows everybody. And we're going to have a bunch of guests that he's lining up. And
I can't imagine him being quiet. He's always, I'm gonna. He's always at the top of his lungs, right?
Well, I see the personal side of him.
Yeah,
too, so. It's like, him and his wife Nancy, they're great people.
Well, he's always on. Let's face it. But he's passionate about what he does.
Oh, that's it.
I mean,
he spent his whole life in racing. That. Yeah, been around racing his whole life between him and his brother and all.
It is interesting because you talk about some of the ones when they pass, but they've been in the business or around it or for 20 30 years,
50 years.
Yeah, I mean,
Art. We're talking about Art's Radiators, which was Latini's Auto Parts, and I remember Jimmy Horton when he first started racing back in the 70s. I was a little kid. I remember going with my dad to get radiators from them, not even just for we were getting them fixed, and then
back in the day they were special parts.
And 50 years. I mean, my picture I put on my Need for Speed Facebook is my daughter, like 30-something years ago, riding in a Dale Earnhardt electric car. And it was funny because, Chrissy Scarpati, John Scarpati, and all. We've been friends since we were little kids, and at Flemington. And she goes, "Oh, I still have that car." I was like, "Wow!" Yeah. And it was funny because her son is like about the same age as my daughter, maybe a little younger. And he saw the picture I have on the wall of Amanda when she was like 3 in that car. He goes, "Oh, I used to have a car just like that." I said, "No, that was your car."
Yeah.
Your mom just let me borrow it so Amanda could cruise it up and down the street.
That's funny.
So, yeah, it was a little electric Dale Earnhardt car. It was great.
Oh.
So, we lifelong friends. Lifelong friends.
And we still do the same thing about cars and everything. All of a sudden, we're Facebook, 65 Impala. Oh, and we just, and I'll post it, and somebody will put the likes that I went to school with. Oh, I had Chevelle. I had.
Yeah, we always have that in common. Cars are they're American.
But it's
a common thread through like a lot of people.
But it was about yesterday, and it was, the times were different, and it was more fun, and we had less responsibility.
Yeah, I'm on a bunch of different
single. That was kind of nice. So.
Yeah, a couple of my friends from school will put pictures of remember these days when we were sitting on the hoods of Chevelles and stuff, and over at the Parkway Pizza over in Ewing, next to the high school. We all used to hang out there and just hang on our cars, and sometimes
girls sitting on the hood of one.
Yeah, girls sitting on the hood.
It's really the 70s.
Whoever had the best stereo had it going.
That's right, and then
listening to Deep Purple
stack of 8 tracks, and
it was just so much fun, and it was
Heavy Cream.
Yeah,
there you go.
Well, that was a little before my time.
That's me. Yeah.
Deep Purple.
Yeah, right.
But we see those Facebook threads, and it's always great. I'll put us a picture of remember these days.
Yeah.
Or there's ones where 3 or 4 guys are putting an engine in a car.
I saw that picture, and everybody's lined up for it's like installing, but it took a team effort to do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I was fortunate. I had my dad's shop, wanted to do my own, but for a while my dad was doing it off our cherry tree in the backyard. I remember putting one in my uncle's Plymouth Fury back in there. Put one in there, and the race car. He used to work on the race car in the backyard. Getting it ready and putting an engine in, and but me and my buddies and my cousin Dickie and all them, we used to work on our cars and tinker around with our cars, even when we were sitting in parking lots.
Yeah.
Let's turn the air cleaner over, or let's adjust this carburetor at a timing or something.
It's interesting now that I'm back then. It seemed like the racing business or whatever, it was strictly off the cuff. You're on the radar. You're off. But now it's almost like a big corporate thing, and sponsorships and all this. You're almost like a CEO more than anything. And
something got lost over it. I mean, we still see it a little bit with the dirt track around here. There's still some guys running 4-cylinders, street stocks and stuff like that. But there's not a whole lot of money invested in there, and but for the modifieds and stuff, some of the bigger names are getting bigger sponsors, bigger money. I mean, the cars are running somewhere, I don't know, anywhere $50,000 and up.
Are you a fan of a racer, whoever his name is? But there's also becomes a conglomerate, and other race guy is driving for him under under an umbrella, and maybe is that sort of like they're doing the undergrad work before they're moving to their own, or what is it? Or just an entrepreneur?
A lot of times the car owners won't drive, so they'll have somebody that needs a ride. Yeah. I know Billy Pouch Jr. is hopping from car to car now this year, but he also has his own cars. But he's going from driving for different drivers. They get paid for it, So. Yeah,
I mean you're renting the space. I guess it's typically, but maybe somebody you're maybe providing some finance for somebody to move on and do something else.
Yeah, some guys move up.
Like an apprentice kind of thing. I don't know.
I mean, I remember my dad being in the pits with Jeff Bodine, and Jeff Bodine went up to the.
That's a big one.
Yeah, he went up and was a NASCAR champion. Our local guys around here, Andy Belmont, went up to the ARCA circuit for a while after running. Trying to think of some of the other guys that went up there. Ray Evernham, who was actually. He was from Flemington and worked on Jeff Gordon's car.
Yeah.
And now he's got his own. He has his own league going now, which is the Legends cars.
Yeah,
He
and that's where
developed
you think of Jeff Gordon and everything as a entrepreneur rather than a racer. Sometimes. I mean,
some of those
he's
guys.
busy doing something else. Meanwhile, he'll drive at somebody, but he's got other stuff going on while he's in one race. Something else is going on.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
I mean, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is doing that. He's got his own team, but he's also doing a lot of media stuff and a lot of keeping a lot of commercial stuff for the racing.
Yeah.
So it's not just locked into just driving.
No, but when you think of just drivers and somebody their approach, and the guy seems to have the most fun, but makes it simple. It's a guy like Richard Petty.
Oh yeah.
He just seems to. I just cruise. He
just-
looks
yeah.
like he's not putting any effort in
one of those,
whatsoever.
yeah.
We got a race in North Carolina. Oh, okay. But he always seems to be in the right place at the right time. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah, he's just Richard Petty. He's the king.
Yeah, he is the king for that reason, because he's got, I don't know what it is. He just seems to be able to.
He's got the vibe.
Successful, and
Yep.
and I guess he knows exactly what he wants to do.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
As far as I remember meeting when I was a kid at Trenton Speedway.
It has stood the test of time, generational in nature, right?
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
Everybody knows.
it's like Willie Mays. I mean, he's done so much,
Right.
and so much for the sport.
Yes. Yeah. Without Richard Petty, I don't know where we're at.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody else might have stepped up, but as far as I know, Richard Petty was the one of the biggest reasons.
Yeah.
NASCAR is what it is.
Whether he's change that old, at the 43, and then you might as well say 24. You might as well say Willie Mays or something.
Look at the old pictures of the 43 and even Dale Earnhardt and
Yeah.
stuff like that. They worked on their cars too. It wasn't a lot of the guys I don't think work on their cars anymore.
Maybe so.
They'll give input and
Yeah.
have guys do that. Set things up. But you don't see him actually. Dale Earnhardt used to slide under his car and do whatever.
I just think he's a natural. I mean, his instincts or whatever to do something always seems to be right.
Yeah. I mean, he's been
it-
around it his whole life. Richard Petty, what's he like? Pushing 80?
Got
Maybe a
it.
little
I mean,
more?
he's got to be at
85?
least 70, right? 75.
I think he's
more than that.
Yeah, I think he's older than that.
But geez, I'm just.
As long as I've been alive, there's been a Petty racing. So
Yeah. There's right, Kyle.
Yeah,
Right,
Kyle, and before that, Lee. I didn't
Yeah.
really. My dad would.
Yeah.
Probably as long as my dad's been alive.
Yeah.
There's been a Petty racing.
I don't know. I just found his story always interesting because they always had, and he was always available for interviews. Can't say that about everybody. I mean, AJ Foyt went through a strip where he was a number one jerk there for a while, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
If I remember right, at the gas station over by Trenton Speedway,
Yeah.
we met Richard Petty and then AJ Foyt, but it was like two different personalities. So I'm not going to.
Yeah.
My dad could say more on that than I could.
There's
but-
Mario Andretti years ago too. I mean,
he used to just show up at Nazareth Speedway because he's from Nazareth.
he's from there. Yeah.
He used to show up there every now and then and just
Yeah.
watch the dirt and maybe run once in a while. I know
Yeah.
his son used to run dirt,
Yeah.
and then with his grandson John was running NASCAR. So
You ever been to Dover Downs?
I've been to Dover once, twice maybe.
We used to have the many years ago with the station I worked. They used to cover. They used to broadcast the races.
Yeah,
And Dover Downs was always on that list.
oh yeah, Dover Downs, one of the
Always.
big ones of the year. And,
Yeah.
it's got the high banks, Monster Mile, and you have to sit up high, otherwise you miss a lot of the.
Yeah.
But we were on the infield, so we got a lot of the cool action down there.
Yeah, when I was in college, they started. I never thought much about it, but they used to televise all the races down there. And whereas from New Jersey, it doesn't really mean anything, but down in Atlanta, it means a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And Ted Turner used to put them all on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was bigger down south
the
than up here, but
goodies. The goodies headache powder 500. I don't know, but it was.
yeah, that was in Tennessee. That's usually at Bristol.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of a lot of big ones up here are gone.
Yeah.
Trenton Speedway was big for NASCAR and Formula racing. Don't know exactly what happened back because I remember going when I was real little.
Yeah.
But after that, I don't know why it closed or whatever. Langhorne was a big one.
Yeah,
Langhorne
right. Yeah, right. Yeah.
In fact, somebody gave me a sign, and he said he listens to the show. So I want to thank you for the poster that you gave me. I just framed it and hung it yesterday. It was a big one that said, and it said home of the Puke Hollow.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is cool. So I got a little bit more nostalgia. Nick gave me a couple pieces of nostalgia to hang in my office too.
Yeah,
It's great.
Yeah, and now too, it's become corporate where to invest now. If you see more corporate, not infiltrate. I guess that's not the right word. Involvement, interest.
Yeah.
In sponsors, where Madison Avenue said, "What are we doing? What are we doing down in Nashville with this?"
Yeah.
But
one thing I've noticed, and it used to be like, you knew Richard Petty was STP.
Yeah. Right.
They had the same colors years and years and years. Dale Earnhardt was with Wrangler for years and years and years, and then he went to Good Wrench when he went to Richard Childress, and racing, and that was Good Wrench all the way till the end.
Mr. Good Wrench, there you go.
Yeah, Good Wrench, not Goodyear. Good Wrench, and a lot of drivers stayed with sponsors. They had long-term deals, and Jeff Gordon had DuPont almost his whole career.
Yeah.
I don't see that. It looks like sponsors are like picking and choosing races now. So, like you'll see. I think Michael Jordan's got Bubba Wallace running the McDonald's car.
Yeah, I saw him in a race.
But they change back and
involved.
forth. Sometimes it's just Michael Jordan sponsoring it, and his Air Jordans, I guess.
Yeah.
But you'll see maybe different drivers have packages of sponsors for 6 races or 8 races, but you don't see them year in and year out with the same guys. I haven't seen Martin Truex, who's just retiring this year, who I know.
Yeah.
Junior, he runs. He's been running for Bass Pro Shops for a long time with Joe Gibbs, and but aside from, you don't really see long-term sponsorships.
No,
yeah.
They end up over on the side where they have, the television part of it, where they get their will sponsor if it's televised. I mean that
might be. Yeah, that
there's
might be
always some kind of linkage.
Yeah, and Fox is out there with a. There's a lot of sponsorships on Fox because it seems like I'm watching commercials more than racing, so I'll criticize Fox for that.
Yeah, but during you figure right now during July, there's not a whole heck of a lot going on. The football is not started yet. Baseball has just got the All-Star game, and all of a sudden, Fox had racing.
So you got
from
Formula
Chicago.
Racing. Formula Racing on that, and FS1.
Yeah,
Fox Sports 1. You have NASCAR racing. You'll have NHRA. Drag racing.
That's
on
the
Fox.
one I was thinking of. I couldn't think of that.
Glad to see John Force is on the mend coming back because he was messed up.
That was he was hurt bad. Up. He was hurt bad. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was touch and go for a little bit, but he's on the mend and he's. Okay. I see pictures of him and his daughter, out and about.
Okay, we got about 2 minutes and change, Fred. What are we looking at in the upcoming weeks? We're going to be. Highlighting some of the races, some of the
races. Nick and I'll be filling things in on what's going on in New Egypt and Bridgeport and Maple Grove, and just like I said, keep an eye out on our YouTube channel or my Facebook page, Need for Speed. We'll have these. These are actually on our YouTube, and I share them on Facebook too.
We want the John Milner fan club, right?
I reached. This is kind of news. Hopefully, it's bigger news soon, and it's a little premature. But I did reach out to Paul Lamette to maybe show up, AKA John Milner from American Graffiti, to maybe come out for our Hot Rod Santa.
Oh man, that would be
just awesome.
You never know. I mean,
he does shows, and he's a nice guy. I mean, I've talked to him on the phone.
And he's a serviceman like you were.
Oh yeah, yep.
Vietnam, right?
Yep. So I have to go through my channels to get him booked, but I'm on that page. So
that'd be great.
I'm just looking at
that place would be crazy for that.
Yeah, and as we push towards the off season of racing, Nick and I are planning to do a race car show at my shop on my property with all the dirt track cars and drag cars and a lot of the local stuff going on around here. So that'll something different than just your regular car show.
Yeah.
Race cars. Come out and check them out. Get involved.
That's right. We get the Bob Falfa 200 or something like that, right? Well, we get Harrison Ford. That would be pretty good. That would be huge.
I'm going to stay in my lane right now. With
We're going to be showing "Eat My Dust." Remember that?
Yeah, remember that.
Was that a Ron Howard thing?
Yeah, Eat My Dust.
Eat My Dust.
That was on a couple of months ago.
Yeah. Racing movies do pretty well. Grand Prix with James Garner is pretty good.
You had Heart Like a Wheel with
Heart Like a Wheel. Le Mans with Steve McQueen.
Yep, and then the. Trying to think of that one with Bo Bridge and Richard Pryor, the one about
It'll come to me.
Yeah, well, then he went to me.
Yeah.
But Grease Lightning.
Grease light. There you
Yep.
go.
About
Nice.
Wendell Scott.
When-
Yeah, that was good. And there was a couple other dirt track that I seen Eat My Dust a couple of months ago, and I was like, this really
it's
Trading Paint with John Travolta.
Yeah,
A little bit of a B movie, but
it's
still there.
It's not supposed to be a comedy, but it seems like it's turned into one.
Some of it, yeah. This was one of, your typical Formula type of car.
But what we do is we feel the need for speed. Thursdays at 9:30 here on WBCB, preceded by
Under the Hood
with America's mechanic and race car driver extraordinaire, Fred Fletcher.
You're listening to 1490 WBCB and on your FM dial at 107.3 W297CL Levittown.
This is AP